This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor. Coming up next, a YCN special in celebration of the color and hospitality of our region. We have full coverage of the Warner Fall Foliage Festival Parade, so please stay with us. This YCN special is brought to you by Beltate's Building Product Specialist. No matter the projects, their experts will get you the materials you need. Bubba's Bar and Grill. Bubba's has all your favorites and much more. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Ledyard National Bank, plan well, live well. New London Recreation. And by Sunapee Recreation. Welcome to YCN's coverage of the Warner Fall Foliage Festival Parade. Warner welcomes everyone to their small central New Hampshire town to experience autumn splendor and share in their community spirit. So without further ado, let's turn it over to longtime parade announcer Ray Martin. It's all yours, Ray.
Again, the parade is led by the American Legion Post Color Guard from Wilkes, Clowes, Pearson, and Bigelow Post, number 39 in Warner. Now we have coming the Hillsborough Daring Band from Hillsborough, New Hampshire, under the direction of John Way. Float under the theme, this year's theme, stories that inspire or entertain us, 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
20,000.
Oh, how about 20,000 feet?
My Phil Lord family and friends.
Oh, this is Phil Lord Family and Friends. I'm sorry about that. We now have a Warner Fire Truck number 2. This is followed by a 1969 Buick Skylark. Oh, no, this is number 2, 1966 Plymouth Belvedere, driven by John Knox. Followed by number 3, a 1950 Ford Crestline, driven by Pat Whittier. Followed by number 4, a 1951 Ford Victoria, driven by Zach Maskiel. And then we have number 5, a 1954 Mercury Sun Valley, driven by Arnold Shatney. Number 6 is a 1955 Ford Crown Victoria, driven by Jack Reed. Number 7 is a 1956 Ford Fairlane Club Sedan, driven by Barbara Jean Knox. Number 8 is a 1959 Ford Galaxy Skyliner with retractable roof, the hard roof, driven by Barry Leahy. Followed by our second float. This is number 13, Marianne Girardelli. No, number 13. Oh, Marianne Girardelli in a 1969 Buick Skylark. And then followed by Lynn Braley with her horse Spooner, riding side saddle. Number 9, we have a 1966 Cadillac Sedan DeVille driven by Tom and Pat Foster. The next float is the story of travel. This is the Nemec family. The story of space travel. Followed by number 10, a 1960 Continental Mark V, driven by Bruce Stewart and Robin Bailey.
The festival is Warner's invitation to share the natural splendor of New Hampshire's vibrant autumn colors while enjoying food, entertainment, carnival rides, and fine crafts. Let's take a moment to hear from our fine community-minded sponsors that help make this coverage possible. This YCN segment is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist. Welcome back to YCN coverage of the Warner Fall Foliage Festival Parade. Let's rejoin the parade announcer, Ray Martin.
Now we have float number 8, which is the Girls on the Run from Simon's School, a local site for nationwide program, Girls on the Run. Number 11, this is a 1928 Model A Ford telephone truck from the Telephone Museum, driven by Paul Violet. This is float number 4. Again, the theme, one of the themes of the parade or uses of the floats is to display foliage. They get credit for that. The littlest bookstore that could. Number 4, Main Street Bookends, celebrating 20 years. Next one, we have number 12, a 1932 Ford V8, driven by David Hatfield. Then we have Warner Fire Department, tanker number 2. And right after them, we have the Warner Mini Bike Club. Followed by the Big Bad Wolf. That's the story. Now we have Smokey the Bear and the Warner Fire Department's Gator. Smokey the Bear. Followed by the Warner Fire and Rescue vehicle. Followed by number 13, a 1989 Suzuki Carry, driven by Chuck Goss. 4-H. This is the Warner 4-H Club. The 4-H Club, the Toy Story. Followed by the Kearsarge Marching Band under the direction of Sean Anderson. This is our local high school. Followed by number 14, the 1929 Ford Model A, driven by Nancy Clark. Followed by a Beetle, Volkswagen 1979 VW Beetle convertible, driven by Judy McGee. Then we have the New London Fire Truck Engine number 1, the newest truck in the parade today. Then we have number 16, a 1959 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, driven by George Hashfinina. Then we have Ali Mark driving his Cub, HI Cub, number 11. This is Ali Mark from the Dunfooling Farm Playtime Snowmobiling. Let's ride and tell all about it.
And that's a Model T, Gloria Box.
Model T replica on the back on the second one. This is number 3.
You're taking in the sights and sounds of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region's premier October event, the Warner Fall Foliage Festival. During these beautiful days, good folks from all walks of life volunteer to cook, sell tickets, clean up, and steam lobsters, all to support community projects. Stay with us for more coverage of this year's parade. This YCN special is brought to you by Beltate's Building Product Specialist. No matter the projects, their experts will get you the materials you need. Bubba's Bar and Grill. Bubba's has all your favorites and much more. MJ Harrington and Company. Jewelers and designers since 1948. Ledyard National Bank. Plan well, live well. New London Recreation. And by Sunapee Recreation. This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice. Welcome back to YCN coverage of the Warner Fall Foliage Festival Parade. Let's rejoin the parade announcer, Ray Martin.
Kearsarge Conservatory of the Performing Arts, the fabrics of our world. Kearsarge Conservatory of the Performing Arts. Thank you. All right. We have Adam Bates driving a mid-50s International Cub tractor, followed by a 1961 Farmall HI tractor, driven by Ginny Bates. I think Adam took over for his dad. Looks like an old snow machine. Probably made out of a tractor. I recognize that seat. Then we have a 1961 Farmall tractor driven by Ginny Bates. Followed by the Hopkinton Fire Department truck, which is the oldest in service in the parade today. Followed by the Henniker fire truck, which is awarded the cleanest fire truck in the parade today. Followed by the Webster fire truck, which traveled the furthest. I don't know, I test New London to Webster any day. Here's another Farmall, mid-50s, International Cub driven. This was driven by Peter Bates. Right here. Followed by John Deere. Let's see, this is an oldie. 1938 John Deere tractor driven by Kurt Karen. Followed by a 1950 Minneapolis Moline tractor driven by Dick Hallberg. Followed by number 22, a 1941 Mack model ED truck driven by Jack McDivitt. Then we have one of the youth sports. Followed by the Willys Jeep, driven by Jason Mutschler, followed by another 1953 Willys Jeep driven by Tim Blagden. Followed by a 1937 Ford Town of Warner fire truck driven by Peter Ladd. This was the second piece of powered equipment to be bought by the Warner Fire Department. Followed by the Bradford Fire Department truck. And then another Bradford fire truck. This is got caught in the parade, I guess. We have number 26, a 1937 Chevy Coupe driven by David Crowley. Then we have a 1957 Cadillac driven by Bob Burrow. Followed by the Hopkinton Rescue Club.
You're watching YCN coverage of the 2017 Warner Fall Foliage Festival Parade. Each year, thousands of dollars from festival proceeds go to community organizations and projects, all thanks to the hard work and commitment of the many volunteers who donate their time and energy. With this break in the action, let's take a moment to hear from YCN's fine community-minded sponsors that help make this coverage possible. This YCN segment is brought to you by M.J. Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948. Welcome back to YCN coverage of the Warner Fall Foliage Festival Parade. Let's rejoin the parade announcer, Ray Martin.
The band marching unit from Baltimore is graciously sponsored by MagTech, as they have in the past. the parade with Leaping Lena, the traditional end of the parade. And that's it, the 71st annual parade. Thank you for coming to the festival and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Ray, and the town of Warner for another great weekend in the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region. From all of us at YCN, congratulations for another wonderful event that shows the great hospitality afforded to all who come. This YCN special is brought to you by Beltate's Building Product Specialist. No matter the projects, their experts will get you the materials you need. Baba's Bar and Grill. Baba's has all your favorites and much more. MJ Harrington and Company. Jewelers and designers since 1948. Ledyard National Bank. Plan well, live well. New London Recreation. And by Sunapee Recreation.